A House divided as the Speaker's race sends the GOP into turmoil. Some Republicans are now apparently trying to get Congressman Paul Ryan to take the position. But is it time to look outside Congress? Sean Hannity asked Newt Gingrich that very question last night.
Would you consider being Speaker again if asked?
Well, look, first of all, I think that the key challenge here, and I would say this to Paul Ryan, who is probably the smartest and most disciplined person in the House, and who is the obvious person for everyone to turn to. This is not about personality.
But is Newt Gingrich or another outsider what the GOP needs to unite the party and serve as the Speaker? Joining us now is a really smart guy, political and media analyst Steve Adubato. He's also the author of You Are the Brand. So, should Paul Ryan take on the brand? Should he be taken on as Speaker of the House?
I say yes. I understand all the reasons why he says this is a really tough job. It's a thankless job. You've got these 40 so-called right-wing Tea Party Republicans that give you a hard time. That's what leadership is. You take the tough job. You take the job nobody wants, and you take that job and you show that you can do something with it that no one else has. You take those 40 so-called really conservative Republicans and you bring them into the fold. You negotiate. You get things done that no one has able to get done before. Boehner was an okay Speaker. You can have an extraordinary Speaker who can also negotiate with the president in a way that no one else has before. Tough job? Yes. Impossible? No.
Newt Gingrich told our friend Sean Hannity last night and the night before that it's about history, that he wants to have a history discussion with folks in Congress to talk about how this fits in to history. Why is this a historic moment in terms of this position?
Because everyone keeps saying Washington doesn't work, and it's true. Everyone keeps saying there's gridlock in Washington, and it's true. But don't kid yourself. The Republicans have this right-wing group, if you will, the conservatives on the right, the Tea Party group, the 40. But the Democrats, the so-called Bernie Sanders group on the left, they're taking the Democrats so far to the left. The bottom line is, where are the adults in the room? Where are the people who can really get together and get things done? Paul Ryan has a chance, in my opinion, as young as he is, to do something great and get together with the Republicans, the Democrats, to get things done in a way that no one has before. Forget about your career, because your career will be made after this if you do it right.
Steve, watch with me Darrell Issa talking about whether or not the House Speaker run is something in Congressman Ryan's future.
I believe he's going home this weekend to soul search with his family about whether or not he can, in fact, accept this job, a job he doesn't want, he isn't seeking, but is seeking him.
You understand strategy, you understand politics, you understand brands, you understand decision-making.
Leadership is what I'm thinking.
Okay, tell us about leadership. What's the leadership discussion he should be having with his family and his friends this weekend when he goes home watching the game?
And I don't want to plug, but I spent a year writing a book called Lessons in Leadership. The biggest leadership lesson I learned is that the great leaders are made when they take on the job nobody wants and they turn it into something special. If I were Paul Ryan, and Paul Ryan wanted to be a great leader in this country at this time, when this country really needs leadership, I'd take the job because it's so difficult. I would tell my family, this is something we need to do for the country. Yes, it's a sacrifice. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, it may make my presidential future more difficult, but the fact is, it could also make this country great, which could in turn give him that opportunity to do something for our country that no one else could do. What other gift could you give to your family, your children, and ultimately, what kind of patriotism are we talking about? That's not corny, that's real.
That is real. Steve Adubato, always making sense, and thank you for being here this morning on Fox and Friends.
My honor.